Hey, so it's been a while, and I thought I would just hop on here and do a quick update, or maybe not so quick. We'll just see what comes out. Um, the last update I did was January 1st of this year, 2024. It's now August, or no, September 8th, and yeah, this has not been the best. Um, I just went back and watched that video, and I had these big plans for this year. I was planning to get my dissertation finished by June and be kind of trying to work out up until then. And then I would wanted to try to really train this summer and maybe compete later in the fall in bodybuilding, but that's not happening. Definitely not. Um, so yeah, what happened? Honestly, I think I just got really overwhelmed with everything, with school and work. Um, at some point, I think in January or February, I decided to quit my job. Well, I didn't quit then. My contract ended at the end of June, and normally I will just renew my contract every year. And I told my boss, I was like, I think I'm ready to move on from that. And so, um, yeah, so at the end of June, my job contract was over. I was still planning to try to finish my dissertation at that time, and I didn't. I just got really overwhelmed, and I don't know. I can't really explain. Like, I know getting a PhD is not supposed to be easy, um, but it was just harder to get that last push at the end than I expected. Like, honestly, with the PhD, the classes were not hard at all. I thought the classes were actually easier than my master's classes, because they're just kind of set up differently. But the classes part was fine. It's just the dissertation, like, it was just killing me because I don't know. I'm about a third of the way done. I was a third of the way done back in January, but it was I don't know. I just got a block, and I was just so stressed about it. I didn't think it would be that hard because I did have a background in research, but I think it's just I was so burnt out on my topic. I've been studying that topic since since 2017. I started working on a research grant looking at wastewater and recovering nutrients and fertilizers from wastewater. So it's a really interesting topic. Um, I was just getting burnt out on it, just, having to focus on that for that many years. Um, and then also just how all of I don't know how to explain it. Like, to do your PhD, you've got to do the proposal, and then you've got to do the research plan. And then I also had to cater my research to like a public policy stance. And I had to look at like, okay, what theory is going to fit into this? And like, it's just, I had all these ideas on how to do the research, but it's like you go to your advisor, and honestly, obviously they know what they're talking about, but it was just like I was constantly having these ideas like, hey, I can do this, I can do this, and then they're just like, no, I don't think you're going to be able to do that in the time frame and this and that. And and I just was getting like discouraged, and I just honestly, I just kind of gave up on it. I am still going to try to finish. Like, I've already put in all this work. I've already finished all my classes. I'm finished all but dissertation right now, and I'm a third of the way done with the dissertation, so I do need to finish, and I do plan to finish this fall. But I just told my boss, and she's my advisor too for my dissertation, I was like, I need a break. I wasn't feeling like myself anymore. I just got to the point that I was just having a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety, and yeah, so I told her, I'm like, I'm gonna take the summer off, and then I'm gonna pick it back up this month. And so now that I'm just focusing mainly on that and not my work as well, um, I'm hoping it'll be a lot easier. I'm hoping that having a break from it, I will be able to like get back into it and hopefully finish now that I've had like some time away from it to kind of come back and look at it with fresh eyes. So yeah. And then as far as the working out and all of that, it's just been inconsistent. Like I lost motivation like in all areas basically. Um, I was still going to the gym. There was like a couple months that me and my roommate were going to the gym like every morning to Planet Fitness, and I was just doing like the 30-minute circuit thing that they have there. Um, but yeah, that's fallen off too. I was keeping up with my steps pretty well for a while. I've got my walking pad here, so even though I wasn't going to the gym for a while, I was still going and walking for like an hour, hour and a half on the walking pad. But that's gotten more and more inconsistent. So yeah, like really, I am really gonna be starting from scratch this time. But now that I've had a couple months off, I am starting to feel more like myself again. Like I just can't explain. I just wasn't feeling like myself. Normally, I would be like, okay, I'm gonna get back on it. And I would try to like write out my to-do list and write out my habits and goals. And I just couldn't get into it. I'd sit down to write a to-do list and I'm like, I just don't even know what to write. Like I don't know. I was just feeling like so not like myself. And I think I needed that couple of months to kind of get back to feeling like normal. And I have like maybe 2 weeks ago, I started like, okay, I feel myself kind of coming back. And so I'm feeling pretty good about that, like, okay, how I was feeling this spring is not going to be how I'm going to feel like the rest of my life. So, yeah, I'm feeling good about that. And I wasn't just doing nothing these last couple of months. So after I finished my work, I went on that RV trip. I made a video about that. And I wanted to do a lot of traveling this summer, but my roommate doesn't really like to travel. So I had wanted to take this big trip, and then I was going to get back into it after that. But we did that week in the RV, and he's like, this was all right, but it's not really for me. So that kind of, and I didn't want to really go travel by myself. So that kind of squashed the travel plans for me. But what we did do is he's wanting to become a personal trainer. I don't know if you've seen him in some of my videos. He's very fit. He's been working out for a long time. And so he wants to try online personal training. And so I said I would help him get his personal trainer certification. So we signed up through NASM. Well, he signed up. And so we watched all of the videos together, did all the trainings together, did the quizzes and everything. Like, not together, like he did the quizzes, but I saw the quizzes. So my plan now is I've pretty much studied for the personal training certification, and I'm like 99% confident that I could pass the exam. So, for helping him, he actually paid for me to get a training bundle through NASM. So now, over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to kind of just review some of the stuff we had looked at like a month ago, and then take the test for myself. So I should be a certified personal trainer. And then he also bought me the nutrition bundle. So, so then I can get like a nutrition certification through that too. Now, all that's left, like once I get that done, will be to look like a personal trainer, because right now I don't look like one. It's kind of like I'm one of those who's book smart, but they say like the teachers that teach, and the people that can do it do it. And so that's kind of how I feel right now. Like I have a lot of knowledge about stuff. I've been kind of experimenting with things myself, but I just need to do it and show that I can do it. So if I want to be a personal trainer, I need to look like a personal trainer. So basically I'm starting back at square one to get my fitness in check. In that video in January, I said I'd weighed 160, and I've stayed about that. Like the past month or so, I've been going between like 160, 165. So my weight has kind of stayed the same even though I haven't been working out, but because I haven't really been working out, I'm assuming that my body fat has probably gone up. Even if the weight has stayed the same, it's probably more body fat than muscle because I probably did have more muscle back then. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm starting over, and I know it seems like I'm constantly saying that on here, but I'm hoping once I get, now that I don't have my work and my PhD stuff all going on at the same time, I can be more focused on that. I am going to be turning 40 here in a couple of months, so I would like to at least be on track by the time that I'm 40. And so now I'm going to push it back. Maybe I'll compete sometime next year, next summer maybe. I do still plan to compete. I do want to compete like at least one time just to go through that process. And I think going through that process, I'll probably learn a lot more about, training and stuff like that. So yeah, and my roommate's planning to start his personal training business, so that's kind of going to be where I'm going to shift to in my work. I'm going to help him get that set up and help him to like start taking on clients, and then maybe work with him through his personal training stuff. So that's kind of my next goal, and if that's going to be my career, then it's going to be a little bit easier to focus on all of that. So hopefully I can stay a little bit more motivated. But I guess now I'm kind of dreading this. I don't really have a lot to show on the apps. I haven't been tracking my food or anything. I haven't actually been eating that unhealthy. But yeah. Anyway, I haven't been tracking it, so I don't have anything to show on the apps right now. I haven't been getting my steps in lately. My sleep has been great though, but other than that, I'm kind of dreading doing the measurements because I don't think they're going to be good, but I guess I will get to that. I forgot to mention something pretty important. So, I'm actually, to kind of reset myself, I'm about to go off to stay in a cabin in the middle of the woods for a few days just to try to get my mind reset and get refocused, and hopefully I can sit down and really plan out my goals, plan out my habits and how I'm going to get there. And I'm also considering fasting that whole time. So it'll be like a 3-day fast. And yeah, we'll see if I can do that. I've been looking up a lot of stuff about fasting. Over the past year, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about it. I'm really curious about it. So I'm going to try to do that and see how that goes. So yeah, I may make a video just about the fast and see if I get through the fast. I will make a video and post about the fast and how it went. Otherwise, I guess I'll just make a video next week. But yeah, I'm going to head out to the cabin to just kind of decompress and get my mind clear and get myself ready for the rest of the year. So yeah, anyway, here's my measurements. Okay, so another reason that I really want to try to get in shape is because I don't want my clothes not to fit anymore. Like, I'm pushing the limit on my leggings, and I think I made a video about it, about how I wear the same thing like every day. And so I've got like multiple pairs of like the same leggings and the same shirts, and like they're just starting to get a little tight on me. Like, if I don't wear like leggings, if I wear shorts or skirts, my thighs rub together and it's really uncomfortable, and I don't like that. So I want to at least get to where my clothes are fitting comfortably and I'm not like pushing the limit, but like if I don't do something, eventually I will, I think. So here, I'll just show you. Here's what I wear pretty much every day. I've got these t-shirts. I just feel like they're getting a little tighter than normal, but it's still not that bad. But the leggings, like, this is embarrassing, but like this is like got a little hole right there because they're just, I don't know, they're kind of old, but still, I don't want to have to worry about ripping the seams of my leggings. They're not like too tight. Like, I mean, they've still got some room in them, but they're definitely tighter than they used to be. So I don't want to have to go buy a whole new wardrobe. So here's how I look don't know. This seems different than it used to. But yeah, so definitely starting to push the limits on that. So here's how I look in my leggings. Doesn't look that much different than my video in yeah, I mean, I guess I'm a little bit bigger here. I can tell in my arms too. So yeah, here's how I'm looking right now. Let me get my measurement page and so I can write those down. Okay, so here's where I've been taking my measurements. The last one was January 1st. My chest was 37.5. Okay, and I'll just go through the rest of them and take my measurements. Let's see. Let's start with my chest. We'll do the band first. This was 32.5 last time. Oh my gosh, I'm already seeing it's a little bit bigger. 33.5, so I put on an inch around my band. And now this, I do tend to put on weight in my chest when I gain weight, so for sure. Oh wow. It's about 38.75. So there was like a little over an inch there. My waist. Oh, take these off. Yeah, I'm sure my waist has gotten quite a bit bigger. It was 34.5 last time. Yeah. Oh my god, now it's like 36. And I'm pretty sure my hips got bigger too. Yeah, definitely. Oh, not as much as I thought. 44. Oh, yeah, they did. It was 41.5. So yeah, my hips got bigger. Let's do my thigh. I go up 6 inches from my knee. Say it's about 22.5. Oh, my thigh actually went down. But I had talked about in that last video in January how I had just gotten back from the cruise and we had taken the stairs and stuff a lot. So I think some of that in my thighs before was muscle from taking the stairs and stuff all the time. So is that it? Yeah, that's all my measurements. Where is it? Monty. So I had gotten this measuring tape off of TikTok Shop, and I thought it would be nice to, because it has an app that goes to it and it tracks your measurements in the app. Honestly, I found it kind of hard to use. I don't know, I prefer just the measuring tape method better. Maybe at some point I will practice with this and get to use it a little bit better, but the measuring tape's just so easy. It's just quick and easy. And just writing it down. So maybe I'll use this in the future, but for right now, I'm just gonna do that. I do have another app that I've been using and I'm not sure how accurate it is. So I will show you that other app real quick because I think it's pretty interesting and it's free. So I will show you that real quick. Oh, and here's how I look like this. So basically pretty much how I was in January, so this is where we're starting from. Okay, so this is the app I'm talking about. It's called Me 360, that white one right there. And it's pretty cool. They have a free version where you get 30 scans and for free, but then if you want more than 30 scans, you have to upgrade. But I'm still on the free version. And so you have to stand there with like a blank wall behind you, and then they'll take a picture of you from the front and a picture of you from the side, and then it will kind of make this image of you that you can spin around. It's not the best looking thing. But what I also like about this is you can compare. Oh, wait a minute. You can go to your history and you can look at your old measurements, and then you can also compare two of them to see how you've changed. So if I hit compare and then you pick the two scans that you want to compare, it will do this comparison for you. So you can kind of see how different they look. When I look, so it makes an estimation of like your measurements, and it did show that between January 3rd and today, my measurements, yeah, I don't think that's super accurate compared to my own measurements. Because like here, my hip, it showed that it went down and my hips did go up. So I don't think these measurements are super accurate, but I don't know. I think it's kind of fun to look at and see. So yeah, that's just been something I've been kind of playing around with, but now I'm seeing it's not super accurate at all. But anyway, I just thought I would share that. Another thing that I'm going to be doing on this trip is I have oh, never mind, I've been logged out. Here, let me log back in and then I'll show you this app. Okay, so this week while I'm fasting, I'm going to be monitoring my blood sugar and ketone levels with this ketone meter that I got off of Amazon. I really like it, so I've got everything I need in here. I've got all my test strips, and then I've got this, and then I will show you the app that this links to. Okay, so this My Mojo Health in the middle here is the app that syncs to that. And so earlier today I tested my glucose and my ketones, so that's about normal. I've got normal glucose and then my ketones are very low. And so this GKI score, like the higher it is, that means you're not in ketosis. And then so there's some of my older ones. So this GKI was 3, so I was fasted that day. My glucose was a little bit low, so I'm going to be monitoring it this whole time because I don't want anything to like be off to where it's dangerous or whatever. So yeah, so here I had a okay glucose on this one. And then did I measure my ketones? Yeah, and my ketones were 0.8, so I was in a low level. It tells you down there a low level of ketosis. So yeah, this is what I'm going to use to measure my fast. So that's it. I will do another update next week. I really do think I need to be consistent with these weekly updates because I do think it does help me stay on track. So hopefully I'll be getting back to the weekly updates. So yeah, I'm leaving for the mountains today and I'm going to try the fasting. So we'll see how that goes, and hopefully I'll be back, and hopefully this time for real I will make some real progress and build some real habits that are sustainable. So I think it's just been hard to get sustainable habits because of, you know, the work and the school. Like none of that was that, there was just stress and that was all over the place. So now that I'm done with that, I really need to find a way to make my whole life sustainable for the rest of my life. So that's what we're going to try to do. I hate the fact that I can get into something and just be so consistent with it for like a month or two and then completely fall off of it. So I've got to really try to find some way to fix that. So we'll see what happens. I was actually kind of surprised that my measurements weren't worse. And then just seeing myself, I don't really usually look at myself from day to day. I don't have a bunch of mirrors in my house or anything, so I didn't really know like what I looked like. I just knew like kind of how my clothes were feeling and everything. So obviously like I don't look great, like fabulous, but it didn't look as bad as I was expecting. But yeah, hopefully, I always say hopefully. I need to be like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And I'll have a good update next week. So I'm back. I'm gonna stay back. I'm gonna post weekly. I'll probably do some posts while I'm on my trip of some random things. I want to try to get back into making more videos again. So yeah, that's it for now.